History and national specificities have resulted in heterogeneous rules on flight time and rest periods, and thus in different levels of flight safety and competition distortions. From the British CAP 371, adopted in 1975, as the first modern set of rules based on scientific evidence, down to the FRMS concept born in New Zealand and in Australia in the 90s. FTL rules have evolved following the development of air transport and scientific evidences, especially in the USA and in Europe. Still, the global situation remains heterogeneous as some old-fashioned rules remain in force. In order to guarantee a homogeneous level of flight safety and a competition-level playing field, EASA has drawn up a new FTL regulation applicable to all European airlines based on the latest scientific studies and operational experience, the Regulation 83/2014. This regulation entered into force on the 18th of February 2016. Thanks to the FTL training course, you will be able to appreciate to what extent, from a geographical and historical perspective, the coexistence of various FTL rules also raises questions related to competition between standards. You will also be able to get a good understanding and command of EASA FTL. Since the beginning of the 90s, more and more studies have been carried out on fatigue. The very fact that European FTL rules are based on these scientific studies is a sufficient guarantee for most of rostering activities. Still, the real world and fatigue cannot be fully encapsulated in a given model. This is why EASA has developed the equivalent level of fatigue concept so as to counter such possible side effects. This concept comes within the scope of a fatigue risk management system, FRMS. You will be able to get an insight in these principles as well as in the conditions necessary to implement a fatigue risk management system. Beyond the operational programming of crews and flights with FTL rules, competitiveness and social aspects are also at stake. Furthermore, one of the decisive features of EASA FTL rules is the unprecedented possibilities of flexibilities and derogation. Following our training course, you will get acquainted with the methods operators may use to propose alternative means of conformity to the implementing rules and certification specifications that are competitive and targeted to specific operation patterns and that guarantee an equivalent level of safety in the framework of a FRMS. You will be made aware of the economic impact of EASA FTL rules on productivity and flight combination possibilities, more particularly for long-haul flights. The overall knowledge of the regulation does not suffice. Getting acquainted with its logic is of the essence. For European airlines, getting an insight in the new flight combinations allowed by EASA FTL rules shall enable them to improve their productivity while streamlining crew planning activities thanks to the flexibility offered by Regulation 83/2014. For non-European airlines, getting acquainted with the competition background of EASA FTL shall enable to assess advantages and drawbacks of their own national rules compared Regulation 83/2014 and to other international regulations. For civil aviation authorities, respond to their need to acquire and maintain in partnership with the industry, regulatory knowledge and skills as required by the EASA regulation in the field of FTL and fatigue. For all stakeholders, this ENAC Expert Consulting training course is a unique opportunity to share knowledge on EASA FTL rules and to compare how they are implemented throughout Europe.